Alright, so we just got done learning the three basic parts of electricity. We know that there is voltage, which is measured in volts, or the symbol is V. We know that there is current, which is measured in amps, and the symbol is A. We know that there is resistance, which is measured in ohms, and the symbol is omega. We now have these multimeters, and they are going to come real in handy today, as well as for the rest of the trimester, because they allow us to measure any one of those three parts of electricity. They do more than just look at the conductivity like we did the other day. So if we take a quick look, you'll notice some of the symbols. Down here we have the ohm symbol, and that is everything in this little white line from break to break. So you see there's a little break right here, and a little break between the end of the ohms section and the Wi-Fi symbol. Okay, so that's the ohms section, or the resistance section. We have one of our two voltage sections that stretches all the way up here, and you see the voltage symbol right here. We have another one, which is just two settings. It's right here. Okay, another voltage section. And then we have our amp section, which is way down here. Okay, so we have our amps down here. So, the big thing that we have to ask ourselves is, what is going on with those two voltage sections? Because it's kind of hard to see, but they do have two different symbols next to them, and we have to figure out what the difference is between them. What I want you to do is try to remember back to the PowerPoint when we talked about, when we talked about the two types of electricity. I'm going to take a pause, and I want you to try to remember what those two types of electricity were now. If you've got your thinking cap on today, you'll remember that one of them was called AC, or alternating current, and the other was called DC, or direct current. Very important to know the difference between those. DC is a direct current, and that relates to anything with batteries. Okay? Anything with batteries is going to have DC electricity. AC is going to be anything that's plugged into a wall. Okay? That's alternating current. So which one's which on our multimeter? Well, this little squiggly line, it's alternating. It's going up and down. That is the alternating current symbol. This V right here, the straight line with the three dots, that is the direct current symbol. So we now know this section here is for direct current, things with batteries, and this one up here is for alternating current, things that plug into the wall. Everything that we do in this class is going to be on the direct current section. Okay, so let's take a look. What if we actually wanted to go out and measure voltage of, say, a battery, maybe a circuit of some kind that we build in class? How do we do it? There's all of these numbers here, and we don't know what they mean. What they are is maximum readings. Okay? So, for instance, if you have a very, very, very small circuit with very small battery, this 200 millivolts is going to be the setting you want to be on. The maximum reading it can take is a 200 millivolt reading. Okay? The next setting up, this 2, reads a maximum of 2 volts. Anything higher than 2 volts, so say you have a 9 volt battery, anything higher it will not read. Next setting is 20 volts. It reads anywhere from 0 to 20 volts. Anything higher than 20, it will not read. The next setting, 200. Once again, it's maxing out at 200. Anything higher, it won't read. And finally, we have 600. Okay? So, how do you go about determining which one you should start on? I'd start low. Okay? I'd start low. Very few instances where we're ever going to use 200 millivolts. Okay? So I'd start low on the 2. If you're not getting a reading on something, and make sure and try more than once, multiple times no reading, flip it up 1 to 20 and see if you get a reading in volts for whatever it is that you're measuring. Okay? If you're still not, try it up one more time. Same thing down here. Let's say we're going to measure ohms. Okay? We've got a maximum of 200 ohms that can read, 2,000, 20,000, 200,000, and 2 million ohms. And you can just keep going up. You start small, keep reading until you actually get your reading to show up. Okay? So, That's a multimeter. We're going to be using this in the future for different projects. Now you know what the different symbols mean, you know the different sections, and you also know how to start for reading different values. If you have any questions, please let me know.